Ah, Atari, the name that brings a twinkle to the eyes of retro gaming fans everywhere. Just when you thought they were done reinventing themselves, boom, they drop a shiny new handheld gaming console that's equal parts nostalgia and modern-day convenience. Meet the Atari GameStation Go, the handheld love child of My Arcade and Atari, unveiled at CES 2025. But don't be fooled, this isn't just some pixel-powered blast from the past. It's a well-thought-out piece of tech designed to make retro gaming feel fresh again. Before we dive in, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell icon to stay updated with all things gaming, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Ready? Let's jump in. First impressions, Retro Reimagined. At first glance, the Atari GameStation Go looks like someone took the best parts of your childhood gaming memories and packed them into a sleek, modern device. Priced at $150, it comes loaded with 200 classic games, including legendary titles like PAC-MAN, Missile Command, Centipede, and Breakout. That's a buffet of arcade goodness you can carry in your pocket. But what really sets it apart are the controls. We're talking about a paddle, trackball, and even a number pad, all integrated into the design. Yup, that thing that looks like an analog stick in the upper right corner. That's your paddle for Breakout. And below the D-pad, a teeny tiny trackball that's perfect for Centipede or Missile Command. They've even included LED lights that guide you through which controls are needed for each game. Playing Breakout, only the paddle lights up. Jumping into Missile Command, the trackball gets the spotlight. It's like having your own personal arcade concierge. A 16:9 display for retro games? Sure, why not? Now, let's talk visuals. The GameStation Go features a 7-inch 16:9 display. Wait, what? Why would you need widescreen for Atari games that were designed for square CRTs? Well, we can't be sure if this is for aesthetic flair or just because 16:9 screens are industry standard now. Either way, it works. The games look crisp and vibrant. Retro pixels have never looked so good. And if you feel like sharing the nostalgia with the room, the HDMI port lets you hook it up to your TV for a big screen arcade experience. Toss in a kickstand and you've got yourself a retro gaming movie night setup. Popcorn, anyone? Modern features, retro vibes. While the GameStation Go leans heavily into retro gaming, it doesn't skimp on modern conveniences. A USB-C port for charging? Check. A microSD card slot? Check. And yes, there's a 3.5mm headphone jack because retro gamers appreciate their private nostalgia sessions without interruptions. There's even Wi-Fi support for over-the-air updates and additional game downloads. Fancy! The cherry on top, the GameStation Go supports multiplayer gaming with additional controllers that can be plugged in via the two USB-C ports on the back. You've got two controller options, a standard controller that mimics the handheld's design, or a full-on arcade-style joystick with oversized buttons, a bigger trackball, and a larger paddle. It's a throwback to the arcade days when you'd battle your best friend for high scores, minus the quarters. The controller lineup, options galore. Speaking of controllers, let's take a moment to appreciate the thoughtfulness here. The arcade-style joystick is a thing of beauty. 8 big action buttons, a classic joystick, and an oversized trackball and paddle. It's perfect for those days when you want to channel your inner arcade champion. The standard controller, on the other hand, mirrors the GameStation Go itself, making it an easy pick for couch co-op sessions. Pricing for these accessories hasn't been announced yet, but let's hope they won't break the bank. What's under the hood? Here's where things get a bit mysterious. My Arcade hasn't spilled the beans on the hardware specs, but honestly, does it matter? This little gadget is built to play games that date back to the days of bell-bottoms and disco. It doesn't need a high-end processor or a fancy GPU to run Pong or Asteroids. Still, it would have been nice to know what's ticking inside. Battery life details are also under wraps for now, but fingers crossed it's enough to survive a marathon session of Centipede. The games, a nostalgia-fueled buffet. Now, let's talk about the real stars of the show, the games. With over 200 titles pre-installed, the GameStation Go offers a smorgasbord of retro delights. You've got classics like Pong and Missile Command, alongside recharged versions like Centipede, recharged. Even the quirkiest titles like Balls of Steel Pinball and Berserk make an appearance. And yes, Pac-Man is here because what's an Atari console without everyone's favorite dot muncher? The diversity is impressive. Whether you're into fast-paced shooters, strategic paddle games, or simple arcade fun, there's something for everyone. It's like a greatest hits album for retro gaming fans, only this time, you don't need a turntable. Other Atari products on the horizon. The GameStation Go isn't the only new toy in Atari's arsenal. They've also unveiled the Atari GameStation Mega, a tabletop arcade cabinet that oozes retro charm. With a wood construction and a massive 10.1-inch display, it's a centerpiece for any gaming den. Priced at $249.99, it comes with the same multi-control functionality as the Handheld, but with a more premium feel. And let's not forget the standalone controllers. Whether you're picking up the GameStation Go or the Mega, these accessories promise to elevate your retro gaming experience. Again, pricing is to be determined, but here's hoping it won't require a second mortgage. Final thoughts: is the GameStation Go worth it? So is the Atari GameStation Go worth your hard-earned cash? At $150, it's a steal for any retro gaming enthusiast. The thoughtful design, intuitive controls, and extensive game library make it more than just a nostalgia trip. It's a solid handheld gaming experience in its own right. Whether you're reliving your childhood or discovering these classics for the first time, the GameStation Go has something for everyone. It's not without its quirks, though. The lack of detailed hardware specs leaves a few questions unanswered, and the mystery surrounding the microSD card slot is mildly frustrating, but those are minor gripes in the grand scheme of things. The LED lit controls, modern connectivity options, and support for multiplayer gaming make this a standout device. And hey, even if you're not a retro gaming aficionado, there's something undeniably charming about a console that combines a trackball, a paddle, and a number pad in one sleek package. It's a conversation starter, a nostalgia machine, and a gaming console all rolled into one. What do you think about the Atari GameStation Go? Is it a must-have for your collection, or are you waiting for more details? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you're the first to know when we drop more gaming news and reviews. Until next time, happy gaming!